The relationship between the Eastern and Western civilizations. The Crusades. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to say what the Crusades were, explain the causes of the Crusades, list the main historical figures of the Crusades, and describe the consequences of the Crusades. Hello kids, nice to see you again. Today, we will go back in the Middle Ages and learn about the Crusades. We will learn what the Crusades were, why did they start, who took part in them, and what were their consequences. The Crusades were a series of wars during the Middle Ages where the Christian Europeans tried to retake control of the holy city of Jerusalem from the Muslims. The people who fought in them were called Crusaders, and they wore a red cross on their back as a sign of their religion. But why did the Crusades start? It was a period of great differences between the Western and Eastern civilizations. The Western civilization was separated from the ancient Greek and Roman civilizations and was suffering the consequences of the influx of people. The church was very powerful and religious belief ruled every aspect of life. On the other hand, the Eastern civilization was not separated from the ancient civilizations. It had had no influx of people. Many works of the ancient poets and philosophers were translated into Arabic and were being studied by people. So, the West was suffering while the East was flourishing. The Eastern world was considered by the Church as the world of the irreligious. Thus, when in 1077 the Muslims conquered Jerusalem, Europe caught alarm by the risk of Islam advancing toward the Christian territories. Pope Urban II called for the leaders and people of Europe to take back the holy city, and so the Crusades started. The First Crusade started in 1096, and there were 8 Crusades altogether. The Christians gained control over Jerusalem and founded a Christian state there, but it was very weak. The Muslims regained control over the city in 1244, and although many other crusades were organized, the Christians could not take the city again. In 1291, the Crusades ended. The 2 most outstanding figures of the Crusades were Richard the Lionheart, King of England, and Saladin, King of Egypt. Richard the Lionheart was the leader of the Third Crusade. He was the one to sign a peace treaty with Saladin in 1192, which allowed the Christian pilgrims to visit the holy places in Jerusalem. Saladin led the Muslims to many victories against the Christians. He was a very wise ruler, and the Christians considered him as a symbol of chivalry. Despite their failure, the Crusades had a great importance for the Europeans. In the East, they learned the Arab and Byzantine culture, architecture, and science. They came across and brought to Europe many plants, such as rice, cotton, lemon, etc. In the East, they also came across the glass material, the game of chess, the use of soaps and perfumes, etc. The trade between the West and the East expanded, and the Eastern culture became the instigator for the renaissance of the European culture. So this was all about the Crusades. I hope you enjoyed learning about them. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.